first level.
Yeah. This game is all about movement, Canis. That is very true. Yeah, this game is extremely movement-based. Everything comes down to getting good times in this game comes down to getting the most out of your rolls, rolling deep, all that fun stuff. What surprises me about KBZ is that he still does where he throws the barrel instead of running up into the beaver, getting hit and throwing the barrel. That's, I don't know. I see the top runners doing that, and I do it myself. So it's kind of strange to not see KBZ do it.
It's a safer strat because if you do the instant damage boost, it can go foul.
Yeah, you can either die or you would have to take damage and it waste even more time.
KBZ right out of the gate here into Ropey Rumpus, I think this level is, where he's actually going to be taking a warp, a bonus warp, that's going to shoot him further into the level right here, intentionally failing it.
Yeah, we don't do that on accident. So we only do that twice in this game, and you'll see it later in World 5. It makes it easier because I think it's a lot of ropes. I actually don't even know what's in that part of the level because I skip it. So I think it's just a bunch of ropes, and so it makes it a lot faster.
Yeah, that section is a little bit tedious. Coming up to Reptile Rumble, the first, I think, one of the harder stages in World 1, especially for new runners. This is where you really get to test your like KBZ turning backwards right there to manipulate the camera to the Kremlings are lined up perfectly so you can roll through them and really get a lot of speed out of that.
Yep. You can also see he clipped through that crawl space, so we use that quite a bit as well. You can jump through the crawl spaces by holding down and just jumping through them. And it's a lot faster than crawling. You don't enter the crawling animation when you're jumping. But right there, you can actually press Y to get a roll out of the. Ooh, Boarum taking damage. You can clip out of the crawl space, and it makes it even faster. And it sets up the extended roll right there. Past the B makes it really easy to pull.
Right. And here we have two different ends of the spectrum here of coral capers. One with Donkey and one with Diddy. The swimming speeds, as far as I know, don't change in between the two monkeys.
I think they don't change. I'm not quite sure. I know this is how it is with Rambi, but when KBZ lost the fish. Yeah, that section right there is why Coral Capers is actually the hardest level in this game, and we don't say that as a meme. It's truly one of the harder levels because it's almost impossible not to lose your fish there.
Right, and the fish is very key for moving fast in the water.
Yep. Water levels are... Go ahead.
If you time the lunges correctly, you can actually clip through most enemies. Enemies that have hitboxes that you can't damage, like the Croctopus we just saw there. Yep. You saw KBZ clip through a couple of them. The fish in this game is vastly different from the fish in Donkey Kong Country 2 or 3.
It's very true.
This fish is nigh invincible.
This fish, he doesn't suck, but he sucks, you know. You kind of have to know how to use him in every game, but... It is kind of difficult, especially in some of the upcoming water levels. You can get hit on things that you wouldn't even expect.
Like right there, KBZ doing the another extendo right there, so that he can line up those Kremlings.
That's the first big one. That's probably one of the easier ones that people learn. Let's see if Boarum can pull it off.
And he nails it.
Pulled it off. There you go. That's probably one of the first ones, and it's easiest, and it has the pattern. So there's 4 Kremlings where you roll through you hold the button through the first 2, you let go right after the second one, then you repress after the third one, and that's a common setup for a lot of the extended rolls.
Exactly. Coming up on the first boss fight now, KBZ makes very short work of our boy Naughty here.
The beaver is actually the hardest boss, other than all the other hard bosses. Because if you're supposed to hit them at the apex of his jump, but if you miss it by a couple of frames or something, then you get bounced off and it loses a lot of time.
World 2 is where things, the tricks really start to ramp up here. Winky's walkway here. Yeah.
I think Winky's walkway is a perfect example of like how you can see what like the top runners do, as opposed to like, I'm not saying that some strats are like harder or easier, but like you can see how movement based is in this game. You can see how KBZ actually was like rolling a lot longer than Boarum is, even though they're doing the same route. And you can really tell like how they get the times by seeing how they do movement in certain levels like those.
And Boarum right now is taking the warp barrel right there to the end of the level. In this minecart stage, you got to be careful of this guy right here. New runners always get owned by that guy.
And KBZ right now, and so Boarum is just entering Bouncy as well, but KBZ is about halfway in. Bouncy is probably the first run killer. It's one of the more difficult stages. It's definitely the most difficult stage up until this point. And you can see what KBZ did right there is the bee skip. So if you time everything perfectly, just as everything else in this game, you can skip the cycle of bees and not have to wait for them to go. And this is another level that's just incredibly movement based. You have to know how to roll properly.
Exactly. We talked earlier about this being a very momentum and movement heavy game, and that was actually a very, very nice stage by misses the tire.
Back.
Misses the tire. It's tricky, this level, because the B cycles can really mess up new runners. You get a little intimidated, or you get a little you start to second guess yourself, because there's routes and there's little scripts that you stick to.
Yep. And you also don't take halfway in most of the levels, so it's horrible taking a death really far. And KBZ is about to do the first super jump.
The super jump involves here taking damage with Donkey, and then again taking damage with Diddy here. There's a warp barrel way at the top of the stage there, which will shoot you right to the end here. You can only reach it. You can reach it by grabbing the tire.
Yeah, tire over gap.
Tire over gap, as made famous in the Donkey Festival earlier in the year. But you take the tire and you have to bring it all the way back to the beginning of the level. Getting it over a gap, which is very tricky.
Yep. And now KBZ's on the bird, and the thing about the bird is you want to stay Donkey at the end of it, because in the next level there's a Donkey-only warp. And you can get to it with Diddy, but it's a lot faster to just stay Donkey. So it takes a little bit harder movement with him, because he's just harder to control in general to hit the birds properly and do it fast.
All right, let's see if Boarum is going to nail this super jump here. It's one of the first tricks new runners learn.
Yep.
Because it saves a lot of time. All right, takes damage. Oh!
Ooh.
Takes damage a little too high there. And we didn't get to see Donkey scroll off the screen. If Donkey does not scroll off the screen, the trick will not work, so you got to go all the way back to stop and go, grab a monkey, and go back into the level.
Yep.
And it looks like KBZ is now entering Treetop Town. There's a tire hidden right at the top of the level there.
And he gets the tire roll. That's probably I think, for me at least, that's the most difficult tire roll in the game. Because you're shooting out of a barrel, and it's really awkward, so getting that is pretty swaggy. And Donkey's all about swag.
Right. Oh, so missed the barrel a little bit, but he adjusted, and he's out of there. Now here, we're going to see another instance of a super jump. This one is he's going to use the same glitch as before, taking damage with Donkey, holding Y, and he's off.
This time it's more, you can see more how the trick works. He goes super far in the eye, and what he's doing right now is he's holding B until this Kremlin right here, and then he lets go of B. So now he's slowly falling through the level, and the way we time it is on that Kremlin, when you let go, you're going to fall specifically on the end of the level on this giant hill, and you can just roll all the way down. I think it saves 30 seconds over doing like the normal route, which is just taking the ropes through all the bees and stuff.
Yeah, as you can see, this level looks intensely difficult, especially that bird gauntlet right there. And it's long. KBZ makes it out just fine as expected.
Now there is a super jump roll in there, and it's kind of the same setup as the normal super jump, but then you have to do a jump roll off of it, and I don't think we will see any runners going for that one, because I think it's the most difficult one. I know I asked Eason, and Eason said he wasn't going for it.
No, another thing you have to take in mind here is that this is still a race.
Yes.
So you need to adjust your strats accordingly. Boarum nails that tire in the beginning there. That tire took me so long to find when I was learning the game.
And KBZ is going, he's in Temple Tempest, I was about to say the wrong level, and he's opting for the extended roll. So this level, you can save like 2 seconds by not taking the bird. There's a bird in the level, and it makes it really fast, but you can just do a bunch of extended rolls, and this is probably the most extended roll heavy level. And so it's faster, but it's also one of the harder routes to learn if you're trying to do the extended roll. There's a lot of places where if you don't do it correctly, then you're gonna die. Go ahead, sorry.
I was just gonna mention that Boarum nailed the super jump in Frenzy.
Here we go.
Letting go of Y right here, I hope.
All right,
it's not something you usually want to do. Oh, map warp. We get to talk about map warp now. The great dividing line in the Donkey Kong community.
So map warp is the first frame perfect trick that we're going to see. And on this little square that KBZ is about to warp off of right there, if you mash all the face buttons, and you can also mash start, I'm just now learning, you can actually warp to this part of the level. And there's many places you can do it, and it almost all warps to this level except for one. And so we use that because it's faster to take it, or to go all the way to World 1, do that, and get at the end of the level than it is to do the level normally. There's many ways that people map warp also. I know some people use their shirt. I think some people use a Wiimote, and then you have the notorious spoon.
The spoon strats, you're right.
Spoon strats are the best strats. And you can see Boarum is actually going for the bird. Now this, for new runners, and not even new runners, kind of like mid-tier runners, I would say, it's probably the best to use the bird just because it's really, the route is really easy with the bird. And you're only losing about 2 seconds over completely optimal, which is really hard to get.
I'm just gonna restart my stream here really quick.
Okay.
Lighten behind a bit.
And then KBZ is about to go to
yep. Bumblebee Rumble. No, not, yeah, Bumblebee Rumble. Queen Bee.
And so what KBZ did right there is he, at the apex of his jump, if you throw the barrel, you can actually get the bee. You can hit the bee up there, and it makes it to where you can instantly hit the bee as soon as he turns yellow. It's actually pretty difficult for new runners. I know I still have difficulty with it. I've been running the game for a couple of months now.
I didn't even know that. I figured you guys just grab the barrel and YOLO, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I honestly didn't know you had to let go of it. I thought people just jumped up and it instantly hit, but I had to ask somebody how to actually do it. All right, let's see how many tries. Ooh, first try map warp.
Wow. A single skillful input, I'm sure. No turbo,
mashing there.
I hope.
Ooh.
As Colars is pointing out in chat, cell phone strats are also viable.
Oh my god, does Colars do that? Oh my god. I've actually never heard that. That's so good. I use my shirt. That's just the easiest.
I just don't do the trick. I prefer to play.
Fun level.
It is, yeah. And there's a jump roll you can do at the beginning of it that'll send you to the left.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But it's very, very, very precise, and you only ever really see it happen in 101.
Yeah.
The completion category of this game.
All right. What KBZ did right there was the second instance of the extender roll that you can actually see. It's the exact same setup as the one in 1.5, where it's you just hold through the first two like a pretty easy, but that's one that can cost you quite a bit of time. Even though it's right next to halfway, it kind of sucks missing it.
Yeah.
Boarum getting through clam chowder.
And coming into a slip slide ride, we're going to be luring this Kremling over here, jumping up on the rope, and there's a very well hidden barrel up to the top left, which you can use to warp to the end of the level. If you're not comfortable using Diddy to grab it off the rope, you can use Donkey because he stretches his arms out very tall. It's
technically a Donkey only warp barrel, but there's a glitch. There's an invisible platform up there that it's actually really complicated, and learning it was one of the worst tricks to learn. You have to get above the rope, and then you have to hold down, and you roll to the warp barrel. And you can fail it enough times to where it just be faster to use Donkey, but it does save quite a bit of time. Right, and then here's our friend Espresso the Ostrich, and this is his rightfully titled level Bird.
Bird.
So you can actually clip through the mini neckies as long as they're not like spitting out a nut. And so we're gonna skip most of those right there.
I thought I heard someone say that the neckies actually don't have hitboxes, the mini ones. So you can just run through them all you want.
So I don't know if that's for this game or if that's for GBA, because I asked in the GBA Discord and that's what I was told. So I think it could be both. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But it's something similar to that.
Boarum, unfortunately, missing the edge boost there, so he's having to take the natural route. And coming up on everybody's favorite water level, Croctopus Chase. This is a really good opportunity to just sort of sit back and reflect on the first 14 minutes of your run. You know, and
the Croctopus update.
Take in the ambient music, because this is truly one of the best in the game, in my opinion. Anyway, I'm sure everybody else has their favorite tracks, but this is definitely my favorite track.
It is really good, and it's also extremely long. I know in some races that there have been multiple people in this level and have like really different times. Like, could be minutes apart because the level's so long.
Right, and here is the example I was talking about. Boarum taking the not taking the platform and just jumping up with Donkey. Going back to KBZ's stream here, there is a little bit of speed tech that he's doing right now. You don't want to touch any of the corners.
Yep.
They kill your momentum. So you try to cut the corners as close as you can, and just
Mash as hard as you can. Also,
yeah. One of the good things about the water levels in this game is that you don't need to hold Y.
Yes.
Your movement is always going to be the same speed, whether you're holding Y or not in the water. He's opting to take the left barrel there because the right barrel will just shoot you into the left barrel. The top one will. Anyway.
Really? I did not know that.
Yeah, the right ones will shoot you just into the left barrel and shoot you forwards. But the one on the bottom, though, will just shoot you upwards.
I didn't know that thing. Ooh. Boarum almost dying there, but he got rid of his bird and just saved himself.
Oh!
Ooh, dang.
Dang.
It's
a hard level.
Yeah, but it honestly probably is faster to try and get the bird than to keep dying over the level.
True. Yeah, if...
Bird is that one... Oh, go ahead.
No, you go.
Okay, so bird is probably... It's one of the good examples of if you lose your buddy, you're dead. So another one of those would probably be Poison Pond, which we'll be seeing in a little bit.
Oh,
but once you lose your buddy, then it's almost impossible to finish the level fast and or like without dying.
Right. Poison Pond, probably my least favorite level in the entire game.
It's horrible.
Poisonous, if you will. So KBZ is now coming into Torchlight trouble. He just skipped over the animal box there. We're going to see our boy Squawks. He has a... Oh, that's awkward. I don't think I've ever seen him do that before. Just walking off the ledge there.
Yeah.
Our boy Squawks in this game doesn't really have much of a purpose other than holding a big torchlight that lights the way for you. Unfortunately, that does create a lot of lag, so in the speed run, we opt to not take him with us.
Yep. And new runners usually will take him, but that's probably one of the first things you have to learn how to do is how to do it in the dark. The route that KBZ just took is the completely optimal route, which has a bunch of like extended rolls. It has a bunch of oil drum jumps, and it's actually really difficult. But probably with Boarum, you'll probably see him take a little bit slightly different route, which will be a little bit slower but a lot safer.
Looks like KBZ's opting out of doing the Rope Bridge Rumple's super jump roll. I don't blame him.
Reload. I think I'm a little behind.
It was recently found, so the setup is not perfect just yet. It does save time, though.
World record in the game is 34:13 by RPC.
The actual world record, though, is 32:33 by Eason.
Yeah, that one. So KBZ going for all the hard tire sets, which is no surprise. The tire roll, or the second tire roll that he just did there, was probably one of the more difficult ones. It's a very, very tight window, and if you miss it, then you're gonna die. You
are dead, yes. That's probably one of the harder concepts that I had to grasp when I was quote-unquote learning the game. But tire rolls for me, very hard. They're hard. That's all I'll say.
Okay, so you can see KBZ switching to DK here. So on this boss, you can actually sacrifice DK on the last cycle and skip it completely. But that makes it to where you cannot do the super jump roll in ODA. So that means he will not be going for it. So the next level, go ahead.
I was just gonna say now the run really ramps up because we're gonna see some really, really tight platforming in this level and this world. Oil Drum Alley, Blackout Basement, Elevator Antics. They're all
difficult levels. Very, very precise movement.
ODA is probably one of my favorites for sure.
It's very, very fun to watch. It's probably one of the funner levels. That and Blackout, even though you don't really get to see most of Blackout.
Yeah.
And you can see on Boarum, he's just now getting out of Croctopus. You can see how disgustingly long it is. KBZ is in the next world as he's just now finishing it.
Boarum not taking the bird.
You can see he will be taking a slightly safer route than KBZ did.
An interesting little note there. You see Boarum, he hit the big clump there and bounced left, but then hit him again and bounced right. If you change what direction you're facing just before you hit him, you'll actually ricochet off them in the direction that you were facing, or the opposite direction you were facing. So whatever way your back was facing.
Yeah, we call that a back boost. I think this is one of the Torchlight is probably one of the bigger levels that we use it in. Another level would be Misty. You get to see that a lot.
Mm-hmm. Off the armadillos, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So here we are in Elevator Antics. Shortly we're going to be seeing... actually, this is another instance of taking a bonus to warp through the level.
Yep, this is the second
right
one.
about here. Interesting talking about the bonuses. In the completion category, 101%, you don't actually need to beat the bonuses. You just go in and fail them, and the game marks it as complete.
It's definitely the best completionist category. You can see Boarum is opting out of most of the tower rolls. They are very difficult, and being a new runner, you probably wouldn't want to go for them anyway, for the risk of death.
KBZ is now dealing with the elevators. They work on timers and cycles, so depending on how you manipulate the camera is which way they're going to load.
Yep, right there, he manipulated the camera specifically to where he could roll to the next platform instead of having to wait for the elevator to go down.
And here we go. Everybody's favorite sewage level. Poison Pond. You're going to see... Sorry, you go ahead.
I was going to say, are we going to see triple mincers is the question.
Ooh, that is a very good question. I hope Nathan is awake and watching this.
Alright, with that, Boarum is exiting World 4, about to try ODA. I'm tempted to see if he's going to do the super jump. I know that before he got his recent PB, he did the super jump in this level, so if he does, then that'd be cool, but if not, we'll get to see what kind of strats he'll pull off.
Oh, he's doing the super jump.
He's got the super jump. And KBZ got triple mincers. Triple mincers.
There we go. And that just makes the level very easy to beat.
It makes it really easy, but you do lose a lot of time. It's incredibly slow compared to doing the level normally, but incredibly safe at the same time.
Yeah, it's a race strat, and KBZ making very short work of Poison Pond here, coming up to... I don't remember the name of this one. Oh, this is Minecart Carnage. We get to see a jump roll. You'll notice that he didn't jump into the minecart. He sort of fell into it, and that's what gives Diddy the state right here, where he can jump and roll through the air.
Oop, he didn't.
And, he's going back for the jump roll. There he goes.
He got it. Nice. So the way that trick works, not the jump roll, but rolling through the air. So the track is actually counted as an invisible ground. And so you're able to roll off of it as it counts it as you're on all ground basically, and that's why you're able to roll off of anywhere. And so the super jump I'm not gonna say it's easier, but it's probably one of the easier ones to time yourself because you're the one that's in control of the rolls. So you just gotta hit the right frame. Most of the other ones are setups, but it's also one of the more costly ones to go for because it saves 4 seconds over the normal route, and if you don't do it, you die.
Exactly. You could if you hit the jump roll too late, or if you press Y a little too late, then you're just going to bounce off the enemy and you're going to fall to your death. Actually, KBZ intentionally stopped the jump roll because it automatically stops it for you in and around that time. Once you hit a certain part in the level.
Yeah, the track finally breaks for a moment, and that's whenever the invisible floor goes out, and it makes it to where you have to be on new floor to roll again.
And Boarum showing off all the super jumps. I don't blame him. I wouldn't want to deal with this level either. It's very difficult.
Yes, this level is one of the more difficult ones in the game. Most of the platforming levels are actually really hard because of the precise movement of the game. KBZ making some nice work of Blackout. Going for all the difficult strats.
We call it Bob. Blackout Basement. My name is Bob, and I'm a level. Hi, Bob.
Hi, Bob.
Careful of that guy right there. Definitely ruin your day.
Mm-hmm.
And we're out of Blackout. Very good.
Very, very good World 5 from KBZ. Boarum is in Poison Pond right now. Hopefully he doesn't lose his fish. So for this boss, this is one of the dumb bosses. Haha, boss dumb drum. He just tries to squash you and shoots enemies out at you. So we like to switch to Donkey because there's 2 enemies that he can kill instantly where Diddy can't. And so basically what you do is you bounce off of the first enemy and you hit the second enemy as it spawns.
He's slap sliding while he's tweeting. This guy.
God, what a god.
Slap sliding is if you press down and B, I think, or down and Y.
Down and Y.
Down and Y. Donkey will slap the ground, and sometimes there's like a bunch of bananas down there that he can grab. If you hold right and down at a certain time while you're slap sliding, or while you're slapping the ground, you can slide back and forth.
Yeah.
No, so it's swag. It's just swag.
It's just swag, but what is a Donkey game without swag?
Exactly.
So KBZ is entering. Oh my god, I can't remember the level name. He's entering. He's entering Tut. I cannot remember the name.
Tanked up trouble.
Yes, tanked up trouble. Oh my lord. So this is probably the biggest time save for one of the jump rolls, and hopefully we'll be getting to see one of them. But there's 2 instances of a jump roll. One of them is the hardest trick in the game. The other one is just bird tut. And it's just bird tut. And they both save a lot of time because this is an auto-scroller. So getting to skip the auto-scroller is really nice.
This is a very, very long auto-scroller.
Yes. It's like 2 to 3 minutes, something like that.
And, he had it, but he jumped out of it.
All right, well, let's see if
you need to... Yeah, bird tut right here is the backup. We call it tut because it's the anagram of the level.
Ooh, nice.
Tanked up trouble, and he nails it. That's the easy part. Now we have the really hard part of the trick coming up right here because you need to avoid the Bs. If you hit a B, you're dead. Right here, you saw him going back and forth and doing a little wiggle.
So right here, where he's wiggling where the naughties are, so right now he's actually too high in the air. And if he were to keep going, he would get hit by some bees that are coming up. But we wiggle right there so that we'll drop a little bit so we won't get hit by them. Which the bees right here. Wow, hitting 2 frames in the same level. What a god.
This could very well 34.
It could. Are we going to be seeing a world record tonight? 34-13, here we go.
So let's get some hype going. Here we have Manic Mincers. We got to see our boy Ramby, the Rhino, for the first and last time in the run.
Yep, and the fun part about the Rhino is he has input lag, so you have to time everything differently than you would if you were just Donkey, or if you were just Diddy. No one plays as Donkey. Boarum is actually not going for the super jump in Blackout, which is really nice.
Yeah, he's we haven't really been paying much attention to Boarum here, unfortunately.
He's making quick work at the level.
True, it's doing better than I would do in the level.
Right here's another instance of back boosting. He just back boosted off of that crusher so he can make the cycle of those mincers so he wouldn't get hit. Mincers is another level that some people opt out of taking the Rhino because he's really hard to control, but he does save a lot of time, even though he is hard to control. All right, so are we going to be seeing an SJR? Let's find out.
I'm not
okay,
sure if that damage boost
was
intentional. Yes, he is.
Yep, he's going for the SJR.
So, he just got a super jump. That's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. This level is really fun to watch, but it's also really difficult, mainly because the way to do it optimal is to make the cycles on these oil drums. So there's a very tight window where you can jump between the snake and the oil drum. Very hard to hit, and if you don't do it, usually you die, but you grab Donkey for safety. This level is incredibly awesome to watch, like optimal.
This is true. Yeah, it's one of my favorite levels to watch, not one of my favorite levels to play.
Yes, definitely.
Those oil drums that spit snakes out at you, they get me every time. Every time. I'm too impatient.
Yep. I could grind that for hours and still not be able to do it.
Boarum finishing up on Boss Dumb Drum, or as our friend Mrs. Air the Man calls him, Dimble Damn Drum.
Dimble Damn Drum?
Yeah.
Ooh, KBZ going for the scary jump at the end. That jump right there doesn't save like any time at all. It looks really cool, but it's also really risky to go for because it's super late in the level. All right, Loopy Lights is another level where we don't usually grab any of the lights. I'll be tempted to see how Boarum does this level, but I know KBZ will probably be doing it with the minimal lights.
Exactly, yeah. He's only grabbing the ones that are in his path.
Yep. Another very difficult level for platforming, but really nice to watch. Ooh, he got the Swedish roll there too. Nice.
Again,
saves
shocking.
like 0.3. I know, saves like 0.3, lose a second if you miss it. donkey tricks.
All right, opts out of Creme Tut. Let's see if he's gonna go for Bird Tut here.
Oh, he is going for it.
You're slightly ahead of me here. A little too early. Little too early.
That's okay. We get to see the end of the level.
Yeah, we get to see the entirety of the level, all 2 minutes of it.
Hype it up.
Yeah, he wants to grab all these little tanks here that are going to refill the lights. If the lights go out,
you're dead.
Then you're dead. You may as well be
Right, so KBZ's coming up to Perils, which is the last time to do a jump roll. It saves a lot of time in this level. This is one of the harder levels for platforming as well because you have the little platforms. And if he doesn't hit the jump roll at the end of the level, we're going to be seeing some pretty crazy stuff.
Yeah, that's a very technical level. A lot of short jumps. A little back boost going on there. Oh!
Ooh, and he picked that.
Rage pause.
All right, well, we'll see if he get it again.
Try it again.
He did it for the retry. Also, it's really strange to see. So there's two ways to do the setup. So the way he did it was he hit the bird and went under the platform and then jumps up. So I don't really know how to describe it. There's very few people that do that, at least that I watch. And a lot of people just roll through the bird and kind of extended roll through the barrel and then hit the army. So it's kind of strange, but it's a really cool setup.
KBZ unfortunately does not nail the trick, but we, the viewers, do get a treat of watching a professional play this level.
This is one of the swaggiest levels because of all the crazy stuff. Let's see if he gets the extended roll here. Of course he does. Ooh, Boarum taking a death in mincers.
Dang.
I think he's actually going for the super jump, and that's why he died. Because he has to go back and get another.
Yeah, he's going back to get a
yellow barrel.
Another swag. It's just I'm not entirely sure what makes that barrel spawn like that.
I honestly don't either. I know you load the pallet of the bee onto the barrel, but that's all I know.
Yeah, donkey pallets are weird. They like to change whenever they want.
All right, so Boarum getting the super jump. This one's actually kind of, it's actually pretty cool because you get the boost off of the Ramby box. So, but this one, I think this is the level you can soft lock, and I think the race yesterday, Klars thought he did, but he didn't. So hopefully we won't get a soft lock.
All right, KBZ is now finishing up Bird 2. He's got different cycles this time.
Every boss is the same except 2.
Yeah, and looks like another casual 34.
Yep. So K. Rool is just a glorified cutscene.
2 minutes and 24 seconds.
Yeah, but if KBZ is the god he is, I want to see him imitate K. Rool. All right, Boarum is exiting mincers. He did not get the soft lock, which is good news. Let's see if he takes a super jump in Misty Mine. I think this is the most difficult one to do. Yeah, I think he's going for it. Well, not the most difficult, but...
Oh, he killed the snake. I'm not sure if you're supposed to do that.
Yeah, I don't think you are.
Oh, yeah, I think he's waiting for the, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
he's
okay.
going for it.
KBZ will imitate? That's what I like to hear.
There is a way to speed up this fight a little bit. You want to hit him the exact frame that the crown comes off his head.
Yeah, it's called crownless, and it looks really swaggy, but you can also die and have to do it with Donkey, which is really bad.
Yeah. Okay, the hits that you're seeing right now are not... I don't think they're crownless, because...
No,
yeah, it's a very, 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 very tight window.
Yeah, it is.
Easy to tell. The crown is pretty much still on his head once you land on him.
Yeah, also he's KBZ's actually standing in the god spot, which is you have to line up Diddy's toes on a specific line. And he tried to go for crownless and didn't get it there. But he lines his toes up there so he doesn't get hit by any of the cannonballs. It's actually pretty precise, and I don't see a lot of people go for it.
We got a GG from KBZ right now. He's watching the credits. So shout outs to KBZ. Very, very good race. Unfortunately, he hasn't stopped his timer yet. So I'm not sure what he's waiting for here, but another very, very good race from KBZ. And,
of course.
What's going on? Oh, he's still alive!
Dude.
No!
What a troll.
Oh my god.
Yes, I see the imitation. That's what I like to see. There's no better way to end a fight by imitating the boss.
Agreed.
Donkey does it best because he just raises his arms in the air and Like he doesn't care. Dang, I think that last one was crazy. All right, Casual 34. GG to kbzon. Very, very nice run.
Well, we get to focus our attention here on Boarum.
Yep, he did take the super jump in Loopy as well. I think you can super jump in every level in World 6. Makes it really easy to do, but it is a lot slower.
Yeah.
I don't think you can actually do it in Loopy Lights. If you can, then I'm wrong, but I've never seen anyone do it. So we'll see how he does his Loopy Light. Oh, he took a death at the very end. Oh, man. All right, let's see what he does now.
Yeah, those purple claptraps are jerks. They jump when you jump. When he dies, I'm not entirely sure why he did
he's
that.
setting up the super jump.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can super jump in most of these levels, and it's a lot safer. I don't know how he died at the end, though. I guess he just missed the jump or something.
And there he goes with the super jump.
Yep. It does make the level a lot easier. This level, man, a lot of things can go wrong, especially because you're in the dark. Are there any more races tonight?
Not of Donkey, but there is another race on this channel of Mega Man X2.
All right. Races never stop.
Always got some fun stuff going on, twitch.tv/speedgaming.
All right, yep. All right, Boarum is coming to the end of Loopy. So this section right here, he's passing the main key. You can actually roll. There's a very precise jump. You can roll through the main key, and it's pretty cool. Makes you go really fast, but if you miss it, you can easily die. So he's coming up to platforms. Let's see what kind of strats he'll be pulling off.
I expect a jump roll attempt at least.
Hopefully.
It's one of the ones that you definitely should learn as a new runner.
Yeah, it's not hard at all. The setup is very, very
it takes damage. Unfortunately, we're probably not going to see a jump roll. I'm not sure if there's another monkey barrel around here.
Nope, not until after halfway.
No, oh well. We have a message from KBZ. He's declined the interview, which is all right. He's probably very tired. It was a very nice run from him, but a comment from him is that he got carried by Bird Tut. Not as good as yesterday's Deathless run. And I said it's just classic DKC.
Classic DKC. Oh, I'm surprised to see Boarum not switching to Diddy on that little platform.
Truthfully, I don't blame him because I'm not sure if he can switch on the platforms there, but I don't blame him because when I was first learning the game, I found it a lot easier to control Donkey.
Yeah, that's true.
Than Diddy. So I definitely do not blame him.
Yeah. Plus, he could kill that clump that was there, so I forgot about that.
Another interesting note from yesterday's KBZ run and today's is that this one had 2 deaths. The one he had yesterday was deathless, and this one was faster.
Donkey.
So,
ooh.
That's what we mean by
taking a death at the very end. Dang. Ooh, that was interesting. I've never seen someone die like that.
Yep.
So
Platform perils,
the armies,
Yep. Sorry, go ahead.
So for the armies, if you're Diddy and you jump on them, you're gonna be bounced backwards, and we use them a lot for back boosting. But for this level, if you roll under him, and if you don't roll deep enough, you die or you get hit, and sometimes he can just come up and behind you and you jump, and yeah. So right there is another instance of a back boost. He just back boosted off of the clumps, so he could easily get on the platform.
Right.
Also, another interesting note, he just jumped into the clump with the barrel. So that one right there, it is not uncommon for you to throw the oh, he got the golden barrel too, nice.
Yeah.
So it's not uncommon for you to jump into the clump and the barrel explode and you get bounced off the clump and die. It happens quite a bit, so interesting to see him go for that.
It takes a little damage from the naughty, unfortunately.
That's
but
fine.
He was at the end of the level. He's pretty much at the end of the game right now. We'll see if we can get him in here for an esports interview afterwards. Talk about his race here.
Speedrunning is the new esports, of course.
Oh, absolutely. got to talk about giving everything 110% and lessen the frames and yeah. Validation barrel. I like that. I'm calling it that from now on. Thank you.
That is actually, yep.
Boarum making very, very short work of the second bird, and we're going to see a nice 42, which is a very good DKC2 time.
Not too bad for DKC1.
Exactly.
So should be runner. So we actually have our next race coming up tomorrow, May 17th at 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. I don't know what time zone that is, but we do have another race coming up tomorrow.
Yeah, let me see if I can pull up the schedule here as well.
Oh, it's in Eastern time. It's at the, oh my goodness. Yeah, okay, so 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern time. All
right, let's see here. Yeah, we got our next one. What'll be the 16th today? So tomorrow we have Killer HUD 1 versus, I'm sorry, I'm about to butcher your name, Mates Gua? Maybe? I'm sorry.
Let me see.
From 12 p.m. Eastern on this exact channel, twitch.tv/speedgaming. And afterwards, actually, at 7, actually, first in the morning, we have, I'm just noticing now it was submitted, the same guy, Maze Gua, I'm sorry, I butchered your name again, versus FS Links at 7 in the morning, I guess, hopefully.
Donkey?
Yeah.
Oh, dang, I should reload.
Yeah, it's on the,
okay.
The match submission.
Yeah. Okay, so Boarum is actually on the fake credits right now. So let's see if he'll be doing the K-Roll imitation.
I got baited by the first credits from KBZ, so hopefully I wasn't gonna let it happen a second time.
And KBZ is going for the jump roll again. I think he's trying to show off what he can do, even though we know he's a god. I don't know why he's trying to show off. Yeah, who is Killer HUD actually?
I feel like a jerk now. And that's it for Boarum here.
42-6, not a bad run. Not a bad run at all. Had a couple of deaths, but it's not too bad.
GG's to Boarum and KBZ. We'll see if we can get him in here for a quick interview.
Yep.
All right, we're going to be seeing Boarum in here in a second.
Subcolor is the only thing that matters.
Hello and welcome, Boarum.
What's up, Boarum?
Congratulations on
what
did you say? It's your first run ever?
Yeah, it's my first race ever on SRL.
Oh,
so.
Nice.
Well, congratulations.
I was shaking the whole time. My hands were shaking. I could barely breathe. I was just like, man, I made so many mistakes that I shouldn't have, but it was fun.
Well, it's a really hard game.
Yeah,
and,
it is a really hard game, and you
really
did very well for your first tourney, or for your first race.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say you should feel very proud because a 42 is not easy to get,
Honestly,
even as a new runner. So, you know.
Yeah.
Why don't you talk about your run? Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I started running the game April 17th last month. So.
Oh wow, not even a month.
Yeah, and I just got my PB today. It was like 38 minutes something. So.
Nice, dude. Nice.
Sub 40.
So. Yeah, so I was a little disappointed I couldn't do sub 40, but it was just, man, I was just so nervous.
Yeah, nerves will get you in races, but you still got 2 more, I believe, right?
Yes.
And also, going up against KBZ first race is not the best thing. But,
no.
Yeah, I took a look at his PB, so I was like, yeah, I know I'm gonna lose, but I wanted to put up a good showing, so.
You definitely did.
You definitely did. You showed off all the major super jumps there. You showed the super jump route, which is mainly used by new runners. We were commenting on earlier. Do you ever see yourself learning the actual routes?
Yeah, like because I recently just discovered speed gaming during that 11-day Super Nintendo event you guys did.
Oh yeah.
And so then I started looking at all the future events, and I saw the Donkey Kong Country. So since I only had 4 weeks to practice, and I've never played the game outside like 25 years ago when it came out, I hit up Peachy on his channel, and he sent me towards all the like strategies, and so I did all the marathon safe ones because I knew I didn't want to have to struggle for 10 minutes, especially with the short time I had. But yeah, I definitely want to learn like the super jump rolls and bird tut or creme tut if I can pull that off.
Yeah, I did see you go for bird tut, which is pretty cool. I didn't know you knew that. I haven't watched you recently because I've been out of town, but it was really cool that you went for that.
Oh yeah, I've only hit it once.
I feel
so, but I still go for it. I think I roll too early out of nerves of not wanting to lose the run right there and have to do it all
That's
over
usually
again.
a common problem with the new runners, is that they'll tap the Y button a little too early.
Yeah, which I know
it's better to
sure.
it's better to be early than late on most of the jump rolls.
Oh
yeah,
for sure. But yeah, I did the standard. I actually learned, I was watching the earlier races, there was way more stuff I'd never even known about. So there's a lot about this game that's really neat.
Yeah, a lot. It's extremely movement based. Everything comes down to knowing exactly when to roll and exactly when to stop rolling and jump.
Right.
Exactly. Well, I definitely had a lot of fun. That was. I hope to do more races in the future for the future events. So.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Racing is the way to play this game.
Are you part of the Donkey Kong Country Speedrunning Discord? Because if you're looking to do races, I suggest joining that. And there's lots of races going on all the time in there.
Basically, we're like, hey, you want to race? And that's how it happens.
Yeah, I'll have to join that Discord. I'm sure it's on the dkcspeedrun.com.
Yeah, it's on the wiki. I'll drop a link in chat here.
Awesome.
That link it's a wiki for all the tricks and level designs, and it's basically a tutorial on how to speedrun all 3 Donkey Kong Country games.
Yep. Yeah.
And it's really a fantastic resource. So for all you kids out there trying to learn Donkey Kong Country, click that link and join in races. And yes, then I quit the game forever.
Yeah, I definitely have to give a shout out to Peachy. He really helped me out, and he actually came into my channel the first time I was running and really gave me some good pointers. So
yeah, he's very good for that. He's been running the game for a very, very long time. One of the originals.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
He's part of the tournament as well, so I'm looking forward. I think he is, isn't he? Yeah, he's. I'm looking forward to seeing some races from him.
I was kind of glad I didn't get slated into that bracket, and I'm sorry for anyone who did.
I feel
because that's rough. So
it's fine though, because I don't know, the way they did the tourney, I think it's pretty well sorted out. I think everyone has a fair chance of getting into the second round. It's a single elimination.
Yeah. Well, I hope I can take 1 win. My goal was one win, 2 losses. So we'll see.
It's good to strike for.
It should be pretty. Yeah, it's a good goal to aim for, especially as a new runner.
Yeah, because I know Blonde Bunny, my next opponent, which I think we might run tomorrow. He's got a really good time too. So unless he makes some major mistakes, I think I might lose to that one too. But I'll still have a good time.
You never know.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen at Donkey, honestly.
Exactly. Especially a game like this with frames.
Yeah, sorry for the early crash. I don't know what happened, but
did you accidentally hit the reset button on your emulator?
Well, I had to, but the second I hit ready on the IRC and the counter started, I clicked back at Donkey and none of my inputs on my controller were working.
Oh no!
So I had to close the emulator, reopen it, and it was just like, yeah, that's So luckily, thank you KBZ for doing the restart. But yeah, my controller
it's more common.
froze up.
These restarts are more common than you think, so
Yeah.
don't feel too bad about it. You can't control everything.
Well, that's good to know.
But excellent, excellent
Thank you
job.
guys so much.
Hey, thank you very much for the race and the very well executed run.
Yes.
Look forward
Thank you
to
so much.
watching
GG
more.
on your run. Okay, so one little more bit of donkey information. You can see on KBZ's stream, he hit the jump roll, and he was just rolling there like forever. You can see he eventually he dropped so much that he just ran right into the bonus barrel. Oh, also he just jumped like 20,000 feet into the air. Thanks, KBZ.
Yeah. That's not nearly accurate. He jumped 1 billion feet in the air, actually.
Yeah, 1 billion, my bad.
A good way to tell Donkey Kong Country numbers is everything either saves 0.3 or 1 billion.
Yep.
Those are the only two numbers that you need to know.
Yeah, once again, GG to the runners.
Yeah, unfortunately we couldn't get
Hopefully he did
KBZ
really
in here. He's probably too burnt out on being a god gamer.
Yeah, that's true. He's got to go practice on the other 20,000 games he knows. I'm sorry, 1 billion games he knows.
Just waiting on a segue here from the admins. I believe that we're going to be going to some Mega Man X2 runs.
Make sure you stay tuned for that.
You know, I will be. All right, then. I think we're going to call it then right now. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow morning or tomorrow evening for some more hot donkey on Kremling action. I'm Dustpan.
And I'm Germro here.
All right, thanks for watching.
Thanks everyone for watching. Y'all have a great night.